Same rule applies as the radial arm saw. The wood must be firm up against the fence. No thumb over the line of cut. Clamp it into position with your fingers or an actual clamp if need be. If you have rubbish behind there, you're not going to get a straight cut, even if it's only a little bit, or a square cut. If you have it out from the fence a little bit, it's going to grab and kick back and hurt your fingers. Next to the radial arm saw, we have the sliding compound saw, also known as a drop saw. Called the drop saw because the blade drops down into the wood. Sliding saw because it can slide out on that bar, drop into the wood, cut back. Compound saw because it can cut an angle, so you can cut a wide piece of timber at an angle. That's why it's called a sliding compound saw, more commonly known as a drop saw. This drop saw is pretty good quality, and down there somewhere is a lever where we can spin the blade back around to 0 degrees. You notice that lever engages into these marks on the table, which gives you a fairly precise increment. When I slide it to the next point, that's where it drops in place. That's 0. So that's 0 degrees there. Engine on. First of all, guard up, engine on, cut, lift up. There's also a laser attached to the blade. It's turned on by centrifugal force, rotation. You'll notice there's no laser line there at the moment. When I turn it on, the line turns up and it cuts exactly on the edge of the line. So to do a neat cut, pencil mark, bring it up underneath the line, underneath the blade, line it up on the laser. And that's pretty darn good. Very useful to have that laser there. You might notice that in that cut, the back edge split out or chipped out. That's because there's no material supporting the wood. If I were to get a larger piece of wood in front of it, or any other piece of wood in front of it, that stops most, if not all, of the chipping. Tiny little chip there. That stops most, if not all, of the chipping on the back edge. If, for example, we want to cut a 45-degree joint, pull the lever up, spin it around until 45 appears, which is just there, let go, give it a wiggle, make sure it's in place. It is now in place. If I want to cut an angle on the end of this piece of timber, you notice that the back edge chips out. The way to prevent that from happening is put a sacrificial piece of timber behind it. Needs to be whisked longer, there we go. Put my mark where it's going to go. Line it up on the laser. And that is probably, maybe I could have got another 0.5 millimetre off there, but that's so close that I think that I could hand finish that or just put it straight on the project, glue and clamp it into place. So a nice neat miter, 2 of them together will bring us up to a perfect 45-degree angle if the saw's set properly. You can see there's no gap there. I hold that together and clamp it, it's going to be fine.